Welcome with Boating with Day Trade. The name on the boat reflects my hobby, so not to include my hobby much into the boating scene, but I'm going to give you a little of a stock I have charted, and this is how we fund all the projects on the boat. So here we have a 180-day snapshot. I'll give you because you do follow me, I'll give you the ticker so you can also chime in and chart it for yourself. It's SMCI Super Microcomputer, and I got into this trade at, here's my entry, 27.53, and this morning we're at 47.85. So I have what we call a bracket order, which is a bracket order is one order, one entry, one limit, one stop. And because we are at the top of my curve, this is my curve. So the curve gives me the height, or the 5-day curve give me the total height or total price or maximum price of the asset over the 5-day period. And it also gives me the lowest possible price of the asset during that 5-day period. So I set my curve on a 5-day chart. The stock did hit 55.18, and the lowest for the stock within the 5-day is 18.93. So I practice what we call supply and demand, and I studied this very intensively. And you have to create your zones. These are my zones, and I predict price movement. So my prediction for this price now is my bracket order is set at 51.12, and price is moving up into my limit order. So what I do is I will adjust my do a 5-day 15-minute. I will adjust my stop as needed to lock in profits. I've been doing that from the start. As you can see on the 5-day chart, my entry is not here. So we go back to a 20-day 1 hour. You see my entry here. So as I go up in price, all I do is raise my stop to lock in profits. So in the event that this stock decided right now to turn around, everything here, I'll show you everything here from here on down to my entry is all profits. So if this stock decides to turn around and go back to its entry, which can be a pump and dump, everything here is my profit from my entry to my stop. Now I'm chasing price, not chasing price, I'm locking profits from my stop to my limit. And hence, that's what the bracket order is all about. The bracket order is the safest way to trade. Once you set your supply zone and your demand zone, if price moves in order of negativity, you're out of the trade, hopefully for 3 to 4%. If price continues to move in your favor, what you do is you raise your stop. Like now, I could create another zone right here. So I got a rally and another rally. I'm on a 15-minute zone, but I could create a zone right here. There's no base. This is live, by the way. This is live trading. So right here, I could create a zone. Come on. I could create a zone right here. I could consider this a rally-based rally. I could create a zone right there just for profitability. Put in my proximal and distal lines. My distal line here, my proximal line there. So I just created a zone. I just created a zone here, which is a rally-based rally. And what I could do, I have my bracket order at 43.77, and right now price is at 48, which is a large gap. That's $5 move. So I could literally put in my price, my stop right here, 46.78, which I think is safe. So I'll just grab it, move it up, release it, and I send the order. So I'll send the order. And now, the order is sent. So now what I'm doing is I'm locking in profit. I'm locked in profit. So it's for whatever reason, this candle decided to retrace. And usually if it retraces from 47 a dollar, which is a lot. If you got 1,000 shares, that's $1,000. So if that retraces down to the end of this candle, I'm out of the trade. If it continues, I could create another zone and I could re-enter the trade, but at least my profit is locked in, and that's what smart trading is all about. Always lock in your profit. Keep your profit secure and safe with a OCO, order cancel order, bracket order. The only thing with the bracket order is that's why I'm a day trader. But I do tend to swing trade, which is carry the trade through the night. But your stops do not work after hours. So after 4 o'clock, your stop is no good. If price decide to retrace, it'll blow right through your stop. And if I get out here, I'm not unhappy. So, the platform is kind of crazy. It'll sense my stop and it will stop me out and then continue to rally. I see that happen all the time. And it probably will happen because my stop is a little bit tight. I put the stop too tight. It is tight because this, on the 1 hour candle, this can sell off, stop me out, collect this profit, and continue. Only because I see a lot of this candle limit here. I see there's probably not a zone, but this candle tested the market here and the trace. I'll put my stop below that candle. So just so I won't get stopped out. So if price does retrace back, you see the height of these two candles, you use everything as indicators. So if price was here at one point, it might want to revisit that area and then take off again. So if it does revisit that area, I'll be below it. And if it does go below, I'm out of the trade. I locked in profits all the way from $28 all the way up to $46. That's a huge, let me tell you, you can buy a whole lot of stuff with that. That's a huge, huge margin. Huge margin. 28 to, see price is taking off again. 28 to 46. Get my trusty calculator over here. So it's cancel that. 48 minus 26. That's $22. So if you have 2,000 shares, you just made $44,000. Oh, I shouldn't say that too loud. But this is what the trading game is all about. But you kind of have to know what you're doing, or you'll lose a lot of money. So yes. So just to relate the name of the boat to what I do for a hobby, day trading is my hobby, and that's how I pretty much finance most of the activities I do on the boat. But I do not want to incorporate my hobby with the boating. But just to give you an idea, if you do follow me, you will know the criteria of the boat name. Thank you. If you do like what I do, give me a thumbs up. I will continue to implement more of my day trades. Once we do have trades that don't always go in your favor, but this one is definitely in my favor. And I'm sticking with this particular trade. I could ride it all the way until it decides it doesn't want to give any more profit. So that's a snapshot, 180 days. So we know for a fact we trade based off history. So we know going back in history, it left unfilled orders that it's going back to collect at $52. So if we go further back in history, we go back, let's say a year, which we can, or we can also go back until the maximum aggression period, the maximum available So we know for a fact that this stock has seen $122. So that's what we call a pump and dump, pump and dump. And here we are, just we have our zone. We created our zone just at $51. So this, and it's side trending within the history, because you have to chart everything. You have to chart day, week, month, years, and total history. You also have to do your check your report to see the health of the stock itself. So, if the company is going down, you're not trading the company. So you have to do we call it checking the reports. So what am I doing? Okay, so I'm just gonna, I'm just going to show you a side trend over the maximum period of this chart. So there's a side trend right there. So we know that the stock is healthy, rallying between $17 and $64. I'm at 47, so we know for a fact it will go back up to 64. Will I leave it in? No, because I want to have it retrace, and I'll get back in at a lower rate. Will it ever go back up to the 122 is a possibility. But like I said, we just have to trade accordingly. Remove drawing. And we'll go back to so this gives you the snapshot, I call it, of the total health of the asset. So we see the IPO. The IPO was pretty low at around 84 cents. And then, it gained momentum here. It took a huge rally back in July of, I could look and see 2018, I think, what year that is. And then it continues to rally up. Then it took what we call a pump and dump, and now it's on its way back up. So yeah, it has potential. I'll keep you posted on this, and I'll share if you do follow me, I appreciate it. So in doing so, I'll share this stock. It's Super Micro Computer, SMI. And the only way you'll know is if you follow me. So there goes a big bonus for following day trade. Thank you.